I love coffee a lot, actually. And normally I do like kind of premium, you know, local coffees. DeVille, I live in Calgary. This is one of the local brands. And often I just do pour over coffee. When I go out and about, sometimes I drink Americano. I decided to pick this up. My partner likes Americano. This is a GE Profile automatic espresso machine with frother. So I can make espresso. More importantly, I can make Americano, which I can make for her because she really prefers Americano. I like Americano probably as much as pour over coffee is what I probably do more often. I don't have extreme experience with making espresso style coffees, so I would consider myself a professional coffee drinker, not a professional coffee maker, at least not espresso. So I'm gonna look at this from like a noob standard. I think people, if you're like a high level artisan coffee creator, you're probably not gonna look at this. You'll probably get some $17,000 stainless steel monstrosity and tell everyone about it. But I think, for a lot of people here, this is probably the perfect buy-in location for a lot of people. So the box came with a little cleaning brush, some decalcifying agents, which I do have. I live in Canada. We have good water, but it does have calcium. Here's the water thing. I just put a little bit of water. I'm going to fill it up eventually. I just gave it a rinse out. It's got a little whatever spongy thing that just goes in there. Very nice. And it has like a thing, you pull it and then it comes up further. I'll fill it up in a second. I'm just going to fill up more water. I actually do want to use filtered water. This thing says it does come up. Okay. So that thing comes off. And this is where your beans go. So I'll pour my beans in there. This is actually how you set your grind. I don't know how I knew that, but I read it somewhere, or maybe I'm just guessing. Okay. And then the other thing that I forgot to talk about is there's this service door here. It's magnetized, I guess. I'll just leave that on there for now. This is the coffee grinder itself. So I guess you can, oh, there it is. Yeah, so you can clean it. So you can clean the coffee grinder here if it gets grimy. Disposal unit is just under here. This is the disposal unit down here. So we'll have our grinds in there. You can clean this as well once you have your rolled coffee grounds. I don't have any right now, so that's fine. Oh, yeah, that just comes out. And then I'm pretty sure this just basically, yeah, it just pops off, right? Very easy to clean this thing here. That's one of the criteria for me. I don't need something more complex in my life. I like something that I'm just gonna be able to clean. So that's pretty good. Nothing else there, that's adjustable. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna actually get everything wiped down basically. Once it's all wiped down, then I will add the beans and stuff and make it. Okay, so I got my beans in there. I have a mix of decaf and non-decaf. They're basically very similar roast, same company. I like to not have my coffee be crazy strong. This is rubber, has a rubber gasket on it, so it should be able to keep your beans fresh. So make sure that's pressed down, keep the oxygen out. It's rinsing, so it's going to dispense a little bit of water, it told me in the manual. It'll just clean it out. So every time you turn it on, apparently it does that. Okay, so there we go. Espresso, Americano, my brew, I guess you can customize it. Steam, so steam. Hot water, if you just want hot water. There's a Wi-Fi thing. I don't know what. LED, as you can see there. I thought it was something you turn, but it actually just has lighting. So solid white means idle. Rotating right to left means that it's rinsing. So apparently it's rinsing itself with that. Multiple lights, grinding, blah, 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 blah. So it's basically going to tell you what to do without having an on-screen thing to read, which can be nice. Just basically visual symbols of what you got to do, although I do have to memorize what I'm doing. Custom dispense amount. What? You can turn it? I don't really understand. Yeah, I don't know. There's like all these different visual symbols. I'm not going to remember what they mean. But yeah, I'm just going to basically make a coffee now. But I'm going to let it stop doing its cleaning thing maybe. So maybe I'll just hang out for a minute. Look at that. It is making coffee. Americano in this case. So I guess that's enough espresso, and now it's going to add hot water, I guess. And there's the hot water. I'm very curious how large it makes. I wasn't able to adjust the size, so I'm very curious what the default. Okay, so it did its thing. You can see here it dumped my coffee grounds. Can't get any light in there. So you can see there it dumped my coffee grounds in there once they were decoffeed. Okay, and there's my coffee. There's a couple things to note. When you press steam the first time, it might shoot out a tiny little bit just to clean out the nozzle. Normally you're just gonna leave it for a second. I didn't know what I was doing, so then I pressed it a second time and it just started shooting out steam. And I was like, meh, and I put this in there. So I spilt a little bit. So the first press, it might put a few little droplets. Then the second press, it'll steam. So have the thing ready when you're gonna do the second press. Overall, let's have a taste here. So I killed the app and now it's doing this. I guess if you want to, like, I don't know, service your thing. I don't know, this is so dumb. Customize your drink. You can tell it how much, what your volume of Americano is. So that was too small for me. So I don't mind the grind time, that's fine. Brew amount was way too small. 2.5 ounces. I mean, I'm a Canadian, we drink coffee. Temperature, that's fine. So we'll set that. An extra ounce of water. I don't know why it's in ounces when I set it to Canadian rather than a metric that I would use, but that's fine. Single espresso, it can stay. Hot water, it can stay. So that's cool. My Brew Ristretto. Oh, okay. You can actually make thinner body and drier. I thought red eye was double the amount. Yeah, so I mean, it looks like you can do these kind of things here. This is the cool part. This is what I wanted to do. I didn't really care about that other stuff, so it didn't do anything. Now it's gonna add the water. Maybe it just adds more water. I don't know if it adds more coffee. So I guess in theory it should add about the same amount of coffee or so. It should fill up the grinder thingy, but it should be adding a little more water in theory. I think it's adding more. Last time it was like there. I think we're almost at that already. And technically it should keep adding up to around here. I think that's around 2.5 ounces. I don't normally speak American, but with coffee I kind of know how much it is. It's the one of the holdouts in Canada where we still speak imperial with ounces for coffee, literally for coffee. And I go in and they're like, how much coffee do you want? You want 4.93 ounces? And I'm like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, so it definitely worked. That worked. Now I'm scared it's gonna add too much. Okay, that's good. So 2.5 is actually pretty much perfect for me. Frothing some coffee. I don't actually know the proper amount of frothage. That seems frothaged. Nice. Okay, let's pour some coffee in. So 2.5 ounces is too watery for me. The original amount was not enough. It was kind of concentrated. It was almost like an espresso. So I think for me, 2.5 ounces is definitely too much Americano water. So I'm going to go 2 ounces. The default was 1.5. I think 2 ounces will be fine. Again, I'm not American, so I don't speak in ounces. So I'm just like guessing from last time I went to a coffee shop how much is 2 ounces. So I'm going to go with 2 ounces. I think that'll be perfect for me. Everything here is nice and straightforward. I think it's very noob friendly. I mean, some people enjoy the act of, physically manufacturing coffee, using the grinder by hand and doing all that kind of stuff. And that's an art form. It's very therapeutic. And I understand that. I can see why people would want to do that. Some people like me enjoy the taste and enjoyment of delicious coffee. And I don't mind making it, but it doesn't give me any satisfaction to make the coffee. I mean, like, I don't really care that much. It's just not my thing. I don't dislike it, nor do I like it. It's just the act of making the coffee is there, but I very much enjoy the act of drinking good coffee. I think what it is, it's a very easy to use device here, very straightforward. It's not confusing whatsoever, and it's going to be easy to clean. I think people who are looking at something automated like this would also want something that's easy to clean, quite a bit actually, and it makes a good Americano. So I'm happy with it.